What's up guys? Today I have a no-bake apple cup recipe for you, which I'm super excited to share. It's very fall, very festive. We've got cinnamon and nutmeg, all of the fall things. I'm gonna get started. I did do a little bit of prep work before this video. So these are dates. This is a half cup of dates. I put them in boiling water for about 10 minutes to soften them. And then we have a half cup of the oats. So we have gluten-free rolled oats, and this is going to help keep everything together. These have a lot of soluble and insoluble fiber. Beta-glucan helps keep you satiated. It's a super great way to help keep you full. And then we have both cinnamon and nutmeg. So half cup, half cup. We have half teaspoon of both the cinnamon and the nutmeg. So cinnamon is helpful for anti-inflammatory properties, and it's also antifungal, antiviral, and it also helps to rev up the metabolism. So cinnamon is a super important ingredient in this recipe. We have the nutmeg as well. The nutmeg will give it a nice spice flavor. And then we have some chopped pecans here, which we will use for the toppings. We have half a cup of full pecans. Pecans are rich in magnesium and they have a lot of healthy fats, so they're a great way to also keep you full with those nice monounsaturated fats, which are also helpful to lower your bad cholesterol. Then finally, we have a half cup of dried apple chips. So we will be using these as well as a fresh apple in the food processor when we blend everything up. So we have our dried chips here, and then we have our fresh apple. So we want both the dried apple and the fresh apple. This will give a nice crunch and a nice different flavor than the fresh apple. Apples are very hydrating. They have a lot of water content in them, and they're also very fibrous, so they will help to also keep you full with some added fibers. So I am talking to you, but I have not been cutting, and I am going to cut up my apple so that I can combine everything together. And make sure to not eat the seeds of the apple. The seeds can be poisonous.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
I'm gonna put these in a little bit of smaller slices just so that it's not such a big chunk for the food processor to blend. So we'll cut these into smaller pieces. And then everything else you can simply just add to the food processor. So I have a muffin tin here. These are no-bake apple cups, so you don't actually have to bake them. There's no heating required, but the muffin tin will help them to keep their shape. The muffin tins will help to keep their shape so that you can add toppings later. So I'm gonna add my half cup of full pecans, and then add my half cup of rolled oats. And then remember, it's a half teaspoon of cinnamon. It's looking beautiful already, very harvest-y. And then half teaspoon of nutmeg, and then our cup of dried apple chips. And make sure that apple chips don't have any added sweeteners in them. Sometimes apple chips will tend to have extra sugars. We just want plain dried dehydrated apples. So make sure that when you're buying the ingredients that you're looking for things like that. And then last but not least, I have a spoon, so I'm going to put the softened dates in here, and I'm gonna add a little bit of the moisture from the water that was boiling them, just to help blend the recipe a little bit better. The dates are a great way to help a recipe stick together. So if you've ever made homemade like protein bars or granola bars, dates are often an ingredient that will be used for that. We'll just add a little bit more water. All right, so we've got everything in this food processor. My food processor gets a little bit wild, so we're going to hang on real tight, but I'm gonna just put it on 1. I have a 1 and a 2 setting, so I'm just gonna keep it on 1. We're gonna blend everything until it is smooth, and then we'll put it in our apple cup. Perfect, okay. So we have this beautiful mixture here. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see all the apple, all the chunks, but it's nice and small. So we can use this mixture now to put into our muffin tins. So I'm gonna pull the blade out here. Be careful because this blade can get very sharp. I'm gonna use my spoon here. All right, so I'm actually gonna move this out of the way because it's kind of blocking your view and it's just in my way. So we're gonna move this guy over here. So I have my muffin tin here. If you want to do smaller muffin tins, I know there's the mini muffins. You can make little ones if you have little kids. So basically, I'm going to use my fingers, but I'm going to divvy a little bit into each of the muffin tins before I flatten them out. I have extra apple chips. I have some extra pecans. If you want more cinnamon for on top, you can use cinnamon on top. But once I flatten these out, it leaves room for some toppings. So it's gonna give a little lip on the edge of the muffin. That way it can hold all those yummy ingredients on top. But I think it just makes it look a little more decorative. As you can see from the finished product up here, they have almost a little lip on the edge of each muffin. And that way you can add those ingredients on top and they won't fall off. I'm gonna take my muffins and I'm gonna flatten them out. Using the back of a spoon is fine, or if you wanna use like some sort of knife, ladle, whatever you have. So flattening them out, giving them a little bit of a lip, kind of pulling up on the sides there. I like to chill these overnight. You can always chill them for a little less if you want to chill them for an hour. Technically, you can eat them as of right now. There's no ingredients here that need to be cooked, refrigerated, any of that sort of thing. I mean, they need to be refrigerated, but they don't need to be refrigerated right away if you need to eat them. So I have flattened all my little muffins here, and now they have a nice little pocket in each of these muffins, and now I can add some extra little chopped pecans in there just for a garnish. Beautiful. So I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna refrigerate them, and then I'll be back in just a sec to pull them out and show you. And now these are all done. These are your finished product. You are good to go. You can chill these for a few hours if you want them to harden a little bit. You could add more fresh apples on top. You can add extra pecans, cinnamon, whatever it is that you would like. For more recipes like this, check out our other recipes. We've got desserts, we've got bruschetta, we've got cranberry bites, we've got all sorts of amazing things. So make sure you are checking out those recipes, checking out our workouts, and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time.